Wildcats, on the other hand, have quite a bit of grudge to give.
Yeah, and of course, Daemen playing, they are the 4-time defending champions of this tournament and looking for their 6th conference tournament title in the last 7 seasons. Mercy, on the other hand, searching for the first East Coast Conference championship in program history. That's what's at stake today.
Mercy will start with the ball here. That pass won't make it to its destination. It's swatted away by Buntley. It'll wind up out of bounds. Mercy maintains possession. Inbound pass by Nambach. She'll get it up top. That's Abu Hatab. Back to Kyla Nambach. 7 on the shot clock. Abu Hatab looking for some space. She'll kick it over. That's Lesko trying to get inside from the elbow. Takes the long shot. Not going to go. And that's Shyla Montgomery carrying up the floor for the Wildcats. She had 10 points yesterday on a 5 of 7 day from the field. She'll kick it to the corner, and that's a 3-ball for Clara Pikett.
Well, Pikett struggled shooting the ball from the field yesterday. Gets herself off to a great start here in this one.
Mercy will set things up. We'll kick it to the corner, and Hoyt now back up top. That's Grace Lesko. She'll hand off. Kyla Nambach with the floater for 2.
Yeah, Lesko commands so much attention in the defense. They just simple dribble handoff there, and nobody goes with Nembach. She's able to get just inside the free throw line for a pull-up J.
Montgomery handing off to Chapman, back over to Pikett. Now around the horn, Sophie Auer. She's watched by Abu Hatab. Cutting in through the paint. She'll touch the glass for 2.
Sophie Auer, just a good straight line drive. Abu Hatab wasn't able to flatten her out.
Nambach now to the corner. That's a 3-ball for Sophia Hoyt. A bit too strong, however. Pulled down on the rebound and sent the other way. That's Kylie Chapman. Nevaeh Buntley now over to Shyla Montgomery to set things up. Maintaining the dribble, it's Montgomery looking for some space. There's going to be a foul called off the ball. It is on Nevaeh Buntley.
Buntley, the player of the game yesterday for the Wildcats, 24 points in the semifinal win over Staten Island. She's the team's leading scorer coming in. She picks up an early foul.
Stolen away by Buntley as she'll head the other way with speed. Abu Hatab able to catch up, but Buntley able to put it away.
We saw that several times yesterday. Daemen's defense leading to offense, specifically with Buntley, a number of steals and conversions on easy baskets just like that one.
And the Wildcats coming into today, 14 consecutive games with 12 or more steals, but the Lesko shot's going to go for 3. She's got some range.
Yeah, she does. The East Coast Conference Player of the Year. Hit a couple of early threes yesterday and was dynamite all game long for Mercy. Daemen's got their hands full with Grace Lesko today.
Yeah, Lesko came in today, 18.4 points per game. She's going to get a steady dose through the offensive side. Claire Pikett, on the other hand, the ECC Defensive Player of the Year, making a play of her own. That'll be locked up on the floor. We're going to have our first jump ball. It's going to stay possession Wildcats.
Good pace here early on, Ryan.
And the game between these two teams that we saw earlier on in the season, actually, well, late in the season, December, you recall, came down a lot to what Mercy was able to do at the free throw stripe. 27 of 28 free throws in that game. If that's any, gives you some sense of how close it was coming down the stretch on that one.
Yeah, 58-54 win for Mercy in that one. And that's a game where, Daemen just, gave up a ton of free throws to Mercy, but also failed to execute at the offensive end in crunch time in that game and allowed Mercy to come in here and pick up the win. So,
all right, they're just checking the shot clock. They have 17 Set up there as Shiloh Montgomery's going to inbound, find Sophie Auer under the basket, tries to work around Abu Hatta, but she'll draw the foul and she'll go to the line for 2. Since the 5'8 junior to the stripe. Third team all ECC. She had 12 points for the Wildcats yesterday. Added 7 rebounds. You'll see her working hard underneath the basket. She'll make both, so 9-5 lead for the Wildcats here. 6:33 left in the first. Lesko kicks it to the corner. Dribbling out, but back to Lesko now. Trying to go baseline. She'll cut around Nevaeh Buntley, but just a bit too soft.
Yeah, great move by Lesko, and Buntley trying not to foul there. Doesn't want to pick up her second early in this game. Speaking of seconds, how about Pikett's second 3?
Yeah, big shot from Claire Pikett. Finding the range here early. She had a slow start in the last game between these two teams, so already starting on a different foot here is Claire Pikett. Lesko tries to find Namak, and that isn't going to wind up in her hands. It's going to be a turnover from the Mercy Mavericks.
Mercy just running some flex offense there with a baseline cutter and then a down screen. And Daemen just switching all that action caused a little bit of havoc there and led to the errant pass.
7-point lead here. Kylie Chapman in the far wing. Knocked away, and they're going to catch Grace Lesko with a foul here. The first sub of the day for the Wildcats. Jolene Raposo enters.
Raposo was great yesterday, especially in the first half.
Sophie Auer again collecting one underneath the basket, tries to go up. Unable to find it, but she'll collect the rebound, and they'll reset here. Now 10 on the shot clock. Raposo trying to work around Nambach, and her pass isn't going to find Chapman. It winds up out of bounds on the baseline.
Oh, good defense by Mercy there, not allowing Raposo to get to the basket, and then when she thought Chapman was going to cut behind her defender, but the two couldn't make the connection.
Lesko watched by Buntley. That's Nambach. Nambach cuts right to the basket, and she'll touch the window. Raposo kicking at the Chapman far side wing. Now Buntley up top. Around near side, Claire Pikett. Now Sophie Auer thought about a 3. Claire Pikett maintaining the dribble. Now picks it up. They're going to call her on the travel.
Yeah, I thought she might have gotten away with a carry there before the travel anyway, so.
They'll draw us to a stoppage here. You're watching the 2026 East Coast Conference Championship. There's nothing quite like basketball in March, Mike.
Absolutely not. I was thinking that yesterday watching the World Baseball Classic last night. Like, is that the best time of year for the World Baseball? It's a great event, don't get me wrong, but March is for basketball.
Lesko cutting inside, able to go up and find it for 2. Be Raposo carrying up the floor for the Wildcats. Leading by 3. Raposo into the corner. Claire Pikett. Why not a third 3 here in the first quarter?
Picture perfect rotation on that shot from Pikett. She's feeling it early.
Lesko carrying up. Now Nambach. Working it around to the corner. The shot from the corner is off the front iron. That is thrown off the foot of Sophie Auer, and what a wonderful play. Angelina Barrera, very smart. Barrera, a second-team All-ECC player. You can see why with plays like that, finding herself trapped on the sideline, able to find the foot and maintain possession for Mercy. Grace Lesko picks up the dribble, now back out to Abu Hatab. 6 on the shot clock. Lesko loses it for a moment. It's going to be kicked around, and we are going to have a shot clock violation. Nice defensive position there by Daemen. You can see how their tenacious defense causes some problems when you get down on that foul shot, or shot clock rather.
Fontanillo got the deflection, and then here's Buntley wheeling and dealing inside.
Nice play there by Buntley. And coming off 24 points showing yesterday, and we'll have a travel going up the other direction. That was Morgan Miller, and that's going to draw a 30-second timeout from Mercy.
Seen some easy baskets in transition, but when they make threes, they are super, super tough to beat.
Now Coach Legis just trying to calm them down, get them in the right mindset here early.
And it was the first quarter yesterday that really drove the Wildcats to that win as Fontanillo drives and scores again. You know, they scored the first 16 points of the game yesterday against Staten Island, and we're up 24-9 after one. That's just too big of a hole to climb out of. That's what Mercy's trying to avoid here.
We'll have a foul on the way inside. Looks like it's called on Kylie Chapman. Grace Lesko blew a tire on the way in as well. Up top to Abu Hatab. Now Numbach's going to set it up. Abu Hatab with an open look for three, and she's going to hit one.
Mani Abu Hatab, such an experienced and poised player. She was the player of the game for Mercy yesterday. Hits a big three there. Bring them back within 7.
Buntley works inside. She'll put one off the front iron. Nice follow up there, but it won't go. Fontanillo able to collect it, but her shot off the iron. Now the skip pass. Morgan Miller does ultimately collect it, and Claire Pikett will step on the baseline trying to save it.
That's the second time Pikett's taken a layup away from Mercy in transition.
Kyla Numbach stepping back to serve. She dishes up top. Morgan Miller into the corner. Abu Hatab, now Grace Miller. Or Grace Lesko, rather. Up top now, Shyla Montgomery working off Nembach. The lead for the Wildcats, still 7. Fontanillo over to Sophie Auer at that far side wing. Flashing through the paint, touching the glass. It's Lesko pulling it down on the rebound, however. Nembach's going to head the other way as Abu Hatab near side wing. Claire Pikett out on defense. Morgan Miller. Inside pass, Lesko. Bit of a fake out there as she's able to find the bucket.
Yeah, she got Chapman up in the air and then just waited her out. Can't let her catch the ball that deep if you're Daemen.
55 seconds left in the first. Shyla Montgomery puts up a high arcing three that's off the iron. Pulled down by Abu Hatab, who gets a three going the other way. That's off the front. Fontanillo now. Cutting into the paint, back outside. Chapman for three. That won't go. Now Morgan Miller with speed. She loses it. Shyla Montgomery. And we'll have another tie-up. This time it's on the floor. It'll go the way of Mercy.
A little frenetic the last couple of minutes here. Not the best shot selection for Daemen. They've got to get a stop here 20 showing on the shot clock here, 25.6 on the game clock. So Mercy can't hold for the last, but can get awful close.
Reese Beaver at the top. Now Abu Hatab near sideline. Morgan Miller. The inside feed off the hands, out of bounds. Molly Bowick unable to collect it. Wildcats up 5, 19-14. Seconds left in the first as Montgomery finds Chapman. Works it to Buntley for three. Buntley off the toe, or rather the heel, and that one is up into the basket out of bounds. Five seconds left here. Abu Hatab running up the floor. She'll get an open look at it, and it won't go, however. Wildcats come out on top in the first quarter, 19-14 of this 2026 East Coast Conference Championship. Back here inside Lumsden Gymnasium, 19-14. Wildcats lead here entering the second quarter. Shyla Montgomery loses it, and it's picked up by Grace Lesko. Abu Hatab collecting the pass up the far side wing. Trying to cut inside, back outside now. Reese Beaver, the feed to Lesko. The inside pass, Claire Pikett's going to step in front of that, and we are going to have another tie-up. Ball will go to the Mavericks. Reese Beaver's inbound pass was swatted a little bit, but they will maintain possession. Shyla Montgomery with the floater. It's Caitlin Leary carrying up the floor. She'll kick over. The inside dribble and shot's going to go.
Yeah, they just isolated Lesko on the right elbow there, just able to bully her way to the basket against Chapman, who picks up her second personal.
Lesko will complete the three-point play. Now Sophie Auer up top. Fontanillo is going to set things up for the Wildcats. Auer watched by Abu Hatab. She'll work around at a high screen from Chapman. The first one won't go. She'll collect the rebound and draw the foul. Amani Abu Hatab gets called on the foul. That's her second on the day. She'll sink the first. And she'll sink the second as well. It's Grace Lesko carrying up for the Mavericks as she's watched by Buntley. She'll hand off. Abu Hatab now Lesko working around the horn. It's Leary. Leary from the near side wing for three. Had the open look, but it's off the toe. And now Buntley's going to carry up the other direction. Claire Pikett. Back outside, it's Raposo. She'll slow things down. The three ball is off the heel. Had an open look at it. Abu Hatab, the pass to Barrera. Now Lesko. We're going to have a foul off the ball from the looks of it.
Yeah, they're going to get Fontanillo. Daemen again switching all that flex action, and they call Fontanillo kind of bumping the cutter there.
Kyla Nembach. The inbound pass up top, Barrera. Skip across the floor. Nice spin move up off the glass. That won't go. This time, Lesko with the shot. She'll make it.
Yeah, Lesko's just kind of having her way right now, and here's a turnover from Daemen off of Pikett's foot. Lesko up to 12 points now in the game after that last hoop.
We'll have Gabrielle Martin with the inbound, finds Grace Lesko. Now Barrera near side wing. Back up top, Lesko, watched by Buntley. Hands off Nembach. Lesko puts it up off the iron, pulled down by Auer. Now it's Fontanillo. The pass up the floor, and that won't find Buntley. You'd like to see the aggression, but that might have been just a little too aggressive there.
Even if Buntley would have connected there. Oh, here's Pikett on a pick six.
Pikett up the floor. She'll sink the basket and one. Foul was called on Gabrielle Martin. Puts Claire Pikett to the line. Pikett currently the leading scorer for the Wildcats with 11. 4 of 7 from the field, and now 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Grace Lesko. The pass up the sideline, now back to Grace Lesko. It's Barrera. Trying to work around Sophie Auer into the paint. Up off the iron, pulled down by Fontanillo.
Good defense by Auer.
Buntley in the corner for 3, and that won't go. That is swatted away. Claire Pikett's going to step in front of it and just narrowly dodge the official near sideline. Barrera to Nembach, far side wing. Now up top, it's Grace Lesko. Gabrielle Martin with an open 3. That won't fall as it knocked around for a moment.
Yeah, the double hit off the rim. Buntley mistimed her jump.
This time, however, she'll sink it. Gabrielle Martin following her own shot, able to collect the rebound and put up the floater for 2. Now Fontanillo over to Auer. With that far elbow. Inside feed, Buntley working around 2. Unable to find the basket. Grace Lesko. The spin move inside, and she's going to get called on the travel. Raposo setting things up for the Wildcats. Buntley setting a high screen to get Nembach off her. Inside, looking for a travel. They're not going to get it. Buntley's going to go inside, and that will be called on the block. Grace Lesko gets called for the foul. That's her second on the day.
Comes Buntley right down the lane. Oh, we got an obstructed view, but you see what the official, see where he was positioned to make that call. Buntley with a chance at an and one.
Yeah, Coach Scott Legis is still asking about whether or not Raposo went up in the air and came down on that, looking for the travel.
Yeah, I think she held. I think it was okay.
Very close.
Yes.
Nembach's feed into the corner. Martin now inside. Lesko on the elbow, and she'll sink it.
So, seen Lesko now score all 3 levels. She hit a 3 early. She's been killing them with some drives to the basket. Here she hits a mid-range.
The handoff from Buntley doesn't make it into the hands of Raposo, but Buntley decides to pull the trigger from 3 and connects. Martin Nembach, and now Nembach inside, won't find it. Tries to hustle after the errant shot. Now Buntley pulls it down, and there's going to be a foul heading the other direction. That's called on Sophia Hoyt. Be her first foul on the day, and that'll draw us to a stoppage. You're watching the 2026 East Coast Conference in this championship final. In large part due to the hot start from Claire Pikett. Now 12 points on the day, 4 of 7 from the field, and 3 of 3 from 3.
Yeah, she's got the 3 threes and an old-fashioned 3.
Put Chapman back to inbound as Shyla Montgomery tries to pass it off to Auer. Thought for a moment and took a step, unfortunately, before she released the pass. Looked like there was a hand in that passing lane she was looking for. Kyla Nembach will draw the foul as Shyla Montgomery with the reach in.
Yeah, Montgomery trying to pick up the defensive pressure.
Nembach trying to get it over the timeline. She will. Amani Abu-Hattab, watched by Chapman. That pass won't find the mark, and it's going to draw a foul as Megan Marcotte was there. Unable to collect the pass, and will commit the foul going the other direction.
Yeah, and Mercy over the limit here, so Buntley at the line. Probably not a bad foul to take there because that was going to be another run-out layup attempt for Buntley.
Buntley's going to sink the first. Yeah, Buntley now with 10 points on the day, make it 11. Follow up her 24 points from yesterday. She's off to a fast start as well. Abu-Hattab watched by Chapman. She'll pick up the dribble. The pass to Marcotte. Finds Morgan Miller flashing into the paint. Watched by Claire Pikett, who's going to get called for the foul. That puts Morgan Miller to the line. Little protest there from Claire Pikett. Didn't think she got her. Miller will make the first of the 2 free throws.
First point of the game for Miller. I thought she gave Mercy some really, really good minutes off the bench yesterday.
Shyla Montgomery gets it over the line to Buntley. Now Chapman in the corner. Montgomery, Claire Pikett near wing for 3. That's the first miss of the day from 3 from Pikett. Pass up the floor as Abu-Hattab has an open look at it, and she will sink it and one. Claire Pikett playing catch-up up the floor will commit the foul. Be her second personal. That also puts Mercy in the bonus here with 5.
There it comes right into your living room.
And she'll complete the 3-point play.
Every time Daemen gets a little bit of separation, Mercy's got to run right back at him.
Buntley cutting inside, up off the glass. It won't go, but Fontanillo with the follow-up. (35-28). Wildcats with the lead. Abu Hatab, watched by Fontanillo. Now Barrera maintaining that dribble, will hand off to Miller. Miller working around Pikett. Now Marcotte. Nembach hands off. Barrera from that far elbow for two, and she drains it.
Just a good, patient possession by Mercy.
Just like that, it's back to just a 5-point lead for the Wildcats. Pikett will lose it. Nice play there by Miller from behind. Now Abu Hatab. The jump stop back outside. Nembach for three, and she hits one. Now just a 2-point lead for the Wildcats. Shyla Montgomery will set things up.
It's loud. It's pretty loud in here. You know, Daemen's having trouble hearing the play calls.
Shyla Montgomery trying to work around Nembach. Now back outside. It's Buntley. 2 on the shot clock. She doesn't see it. And that will be a shot clock violation.
The Mercy bench fired up. You can feel the momentum shifting their way.
Just a one-possession game.
I was watching Nate Butel. He was having a hard time trying to communicate to his team at the offensive end there.
Mercy on a 10-2 run over the last 2 minutes, 30 seconds. As Barrera going to make it a 12-2 run as she puts that one up to tie it. Fontanillo. Watched by Nembach. Just over a minute left to play here in this quarter. As almost tied up, but there's going to be a foul committed. As Kyla Nembach got her. The first foul on Nembach, but again, we're in the bonus now, and so that's going to put Julia Fontanillo to the line to shoot 2. Her first is off the iron. A 5'7" junior from Spain. Going to sink the second. Now a minute left here in this quarter. Buntley watching Grace Lesko. Hands off to Abu Hatab, watched by Chapman. Pass to Miller, near side wing. Now Abu Hatab up top. Dribbling inside for 2. And that's going to put Mercy on top by 1, 37-36.
Their first lead of the game.
We're going to have, I believe, a 3-second violation.
Yeah, Sophie Howard just camped out in there. I mean, she was open and asking for the ball, but clearly in there too long.
Shot clock's off. Abu Hatab holding here for the last possession. 10 left. Maintaining the dribble up top. Working around Buntley. Loses it for a moment. She'll kick it over to Grace Lesko. Lesko loses it. And Chapman's going to chuck it down the floor, but that will do it in the first half. Tune time. And that last run kind of finishes them 1 point above Daemen. This is the first lead of the game for Mercy, but it goes into the half. It gives them momentum going into the second half.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how things start here. It will be the Wildcats starting with possession. As Sophie Auer will inbound to Shyla Montgomery. Second half action underway. Kylie Chapman to Sophia Auer. Watched by Abu Hattab. She'll maintain the dribble as she looks for space inside. She'll put one off the glass. It won't go, but the rebound collected by Daemen. Claire Pikett this time with the left. Again, off the iron. It's Grace Lesko heading the other way. She'll hand off as Barrera will find Abu Hattab up top. Nembach to Lesko. Claire Pikett trying to work around a screen. Now it's Buntley watching Miller on the inside. She puts one off the glass, and that won't go. Shyla Montgomery. Kyla Nembach on the defense. The Wildcats setting things up. As Montgomery will hand off to Buntley. Now it's Pikett. Top of the key. Works through a screen, and it looks like they're going to call a moving screen on Kylie Chapman.
I think Nembach has done a really nice job defensively for Mercy. Raposo and Montgomery both were able to get downhill a bunch yesterday against Staten Island, and that's just not the case here today. Nembach's locking them up on the outside pretty good.
Nembach to Miller up top. Claire Pikett watching her on the way into the paint, and Pikett's going to get called on a foul.
That's her third personal, so now she's got to worry about a little bit of foul trouble.
Looks like, at least for the moment, she's going to stay out there. The 8:36 mark of the third is Miller's going to hit another free throw. 3 of 3 from the stripe so far today. She'll sink the second. Now Sophie Auer working around Abu Hattab, and the up and under is good.
Well, much needed hoop for Daemen, but right back at him comes Mercy.
And a hustle play down the floor, and Miller unable to make the basket. We'll have a travel as Sophie Auer went for the stop.
They got to come to a jump stop there. But Daemen had been scoreless for about 3 minutes there, going back into the second quarter. It was a 17-3 run for Mercy before that Auer layup.
Miller. Now Lesko at the elbow. She'll turn and shoot, and she sinks it.
Just calm, cool, and collected. Grace Lesko. Buntley had a pretty good challenge there, but it didn't matter.
Shyla Montgomery. Nembach out on her. Now Chapman. Buntley picks up the dribble back outside. Now Chapman handing off to Buntley for 3 from the near wing, and it's good.
I think she was going to make that one because she kind of hesitated in shooting it.
Ties it up at 41 apiece. Miller at the far wing, taking the feed from Abu Hattab, back up to Abu Hattab at the top. Barrera. Miller the cut. Barrera unable to find her. 3 on the shot clock. Abu Hattab pulls the trigger, but it won't go. The offensive board and the basket for Barrera.
Barrera has made some big plays for Mercy in this game. It was one of those 50-50 balls right there that Coach Butel was talking about. Montgomery got her hand on it, but it went right to Barrera.
Pikett maintaining the dribble, watched by Miller. This time she picks it up, she puts it up, and it's off the iron, pulled down by Grace Lesko, and she'll carry up the floor. Now Barrera, hands off. Miller from the corner for 3. It's good. Now a 5-point lead for Mercy, and that's going to draw.
Is going to, in the second half here, is going to have the advantage. So, this, Daemen has struggled to score since jumping out to an early lead. Mercy's really tightened up the defense.
Shiloh Montgomery looking for space. That pass is deflected. Buntley will collect it. Working her way inside. Now Pikett from the near wing. That one is off the iron. It makes contact with the shot clock. And it'll be out of bounds. Pikett started 3 of 3 from three-point land, but has missed her last 2 as Nembach collects the pass. She'll get that one stolen away off the pass from Barrera. Pikett cutting around Abu Hatab for 2. Abu Hatab getting into the paint, now back outside. Barrera for a long 2.
You know, Malloy was kind of daring her to shoot yesterday. Abu Hatab is down in front of the Mercy bench. I didn't see what happened there.
Looks like she's holding that face mask she has.
Yeah, she's wearing that face mask, obviously issued.
So the inbound pass here as the Wildcats will head from right to left. Buntley handing off Shiloh Montgomery to Pikett in the corner. Pikett working around Miller, draws some contact. They're going to say the foul was on the floor. It'll be the first Mercy foul of the third quarter. First called on Miller. Kylie Chapman. To inbound, she finds Sophie Auer. Now Shiloh Montgomery works her way into the paint, back outside. Sophie Auer loses it for a moment, able to collect it. Now hands off to Buntley. 10 on the shot clock. Works around a high screen, the 3-ball, and it won't make contact with the iron as that one's out of bounds off the baseline. Little full court pressure here from the Wildcats. They will back off as Abu Hatab carries up. Let's go to Barrera. Now Abu Hatab got Pikett in the air. And that's a nice move there by Abu Hatab, recognizing that Pikett didn't want to commit a foul, got her jumping. Fontanillo maintaining the dribble. It's around Nembach, now back up top. Buntley for 3 at the top of the key.
Every time Daemen has needed a hoop here, they're going to Buntley. 17 now in the game for her. A great job by Fontanillo to drive, draw some help, and find her.
Getting a hand in the lane as well as Buntley. She collects the outlet pass, and she'll get another 2.
What did Coach Leggett say? Game of runs.
That's what it is, and right now Daemen is on one. Buntley able to collect that after she steals it away, finds Pikett after she was trapped in the corner. Now Pikett's going to kick it back out. Now Fontanillo inside. They're going to say before the pass, Fontanillo took a step. One possession game here, 3:30 left in the third. Abu Hatab working baseline, trying to get around Chapman. Buntley closes the door. She swats that one out of bounds. It'll stay with Mercy. 14 on the shot clock. Stolen away, Fontanillo stepping in front of a pass for Nembach. She'll touch the glass for 2, and she'll draw the foul. Just like that, Mike, we're tied. talk about the runs.
Julia Fontanillo making some plays here for Daemen and getting them back into the game. She just shoots the gap. And then the contact from Nembach from behind. What a play by Fontanillo.
The free throw, however, is off the heel, and it's like we never even started, Mike.
All right, 50 to 50.
Might as well be 0-0 here. 3 minutes left in the third. And that's going to go out of bounds off Abu Hattab.
And much like, you felt the momentum swing in that second quarter to the Mercy side, Daemen has picked up the defense, and the momentum has swung to their side.
Fontanillo setting up the offense for Daemen. Buntley now. Back up top, Fontanillo. Maintaining the dribble. Chapman now. 7 on the shot clock. Buntley cutting inside. That one's not going to go. Grace Lesko. Chapman on her. Now Nembach, Abu Hattab. Pike it with the defense. Abu Hattab once again. Grace Lesko. Now Miller trying to cut around Fontanillo, and they're going to call the foul on Fontanillo. It's going to put Morgan Miller to the line. Miller is 4 of 4 from the free throw line today. She'll sink the first. .74% free throw shooter coming in today. She maintains 100%. Now 6 of 6.
And Mercy 8 of 8. They love shooting free throws in this building, Ryan, I'll tell you. Did you say 27 out of 28 when they got the win here on February 13th?
27 out of 28 in the last contest between these two teams. That was a very nice move by Fontanillo.
Julia Fontanillo making some plays for Daemen. It's been some assists. She's got the last 2 buckets.
The inside feed, Grace Lesko is going to get around Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman just lost her footing there as Lesko was making her move.
Julia Fontanillo maintaining the dribble. She's up top. Finds Claire Pikett flashing through the paint with the left, and that won't go, but Chapman, the hustle play, almost pulled it out. Tried to kick it over to Pikett. It's taken away by Lesko.
Pikett changed the trajectory of her drive there at the last second. I think it affected her shot.
Lesko with another bucket underneath the basket.
Yeah, they've got to start double teaming her immediately on the catch on the low block.
Gives Lesko 20 points on the day. .38 seconds left here, third quarter. Raposo for 3, big-time 3 near side wing.
How about the courage to take that shot for Raposo? She hadn't scored all game.
Abu Hattab setting things up. Just about 2 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. The inside feed. Buntley steps in front, but it will get pulled out by Mercy. Nembach puts up a 3. Now Miller collects a rebound underneath. And that's going to stay off in this building. Very tightly contested game right down to the end. Mercy coming out on top with a 4-point victory. The feed for Miller won't find Miller's hands, and they're going to say that Raposo came over the back, thinking that Miller was not able to to collect it. Fourth quarter action. Miller to Lesko. Bentley on the defense. Back to Morgan Miller. Far side wing now, that's Molly Bowick to Miller. Miller at the block, it's stolen away by Buntley just before the shot clock expires. And they're going to say that Buntley committed the foul after she lost the basketball.
Another defensive gem by Nembach. She got the deflection away from Buntley, and then Buntley ends up picking up the foul.
That feed to Abu Hatab.
Pikett got to be careful. You don't want to pick up your fourth foul here early in the fourth.
Lesko an open look. That one is off the iron, pulled down by Raposo. Fontanillo. The pass to Pikett from the far elbow, puts one up. That's up off the table in the basket. It'll be out of bounds. After the hot start, Pikett was 3 of 3 from 3. She had that traditional three-point play. She's had 2 points since that point in time.
Just one field goal.
To see her get jump-started a little bit here, but they have kind of been getting Buntley back involved as well in the scoring. I think that might have been a kickball.
I thought so too.
Won't get called. It's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Lesko looking for space around Buntley, works her way into the paint.
Yeah, she got away with a travel.
Now it's Raposo. Still a 1-point lead for Mercy, 56-55. We've been scoreless over the last 2 minutes or so. Is the long three from Pikett's going to change that. All it takes sometimes is for an announcer to say something and things change.
And again, the courage, right? She's been cold for 2 quarters, but the courage to take it.
Morgan Miller. Now Abu Hatab, watched by Buntley. Barrera. Fakes the handoff, maintains the dribble, now picks up. Miller, 4 on the shot clock, loses the handle. We'll have a tie-up. That will go to the Wildcats. After the Pikett 3, Wildcats back on top by 2 now, 58-56. If I'm not mistaken, the first lead for the Wildcats in the second half. Pikett flashing around the defense for 2. And now Raposo is going to get involved and able to pull it out on the defensive side. Big time play by Raposo. Hands off, Claire Pikett. Watched by Miller. Sophie Auer in the corner, dribbles inside. Now Chapman, 10 on the shot clock. It's Buntley from the far wing for 3, and it's off the heel. Sophie Auer chases after it. It's ultimately collected by Grace Lesko, who's going to work up the far sideline. And there's going to be a timeout called by Mercy. Things were getting a little... And, you know, I'm going to go back to the halftime interview by Coach Scott Leguess. I mean, this has been a game of runs, and right now Daemen has the latest run.
Yeah, it's an 8-0 run covering 4 minutes here. But like Coach Leguess said, he hopes his team has the last run. Who's going to have the last run? That remains to be seen.
Miller's going to feed inside. Barrera tries to get around Auer. Her shot is off the mark. Now Raposo going to carry up the floor, heading the other way. Claire Pikett takes the feed from the elbow. That one's off. Chapman's going to go up and Going to cause the tie-up with Grace Lesko. It'll be a Mercy Maverick ball. Lesko set things up here now. Pass to Barrera at the far wing, now up top. Lesko to Abu Hatab. Buntley on the defense. Now Lesko again. Gets over to the baseline, and she's going to put one up and in. Cuts the Daemen lead to 2.
No panic in her game at all. So impressed with Lesko.
Buntley. Now Claire Pikett for 3, and she hits another one. That gives Claire Pikett 22 points on the day.
She had it. She lost it, but she's found it again. Abu Hatab with the answer, though.
Yeah, nice shot there by Abu Hatab, who that gives Claire Pikett 22 points on the day.
She had it. She lost it, but she's found it again. Abu Hatab with the answer, though.
Yeah, nice shot there by Abu Hatab, who calls her. Wildcats maintaining the one-possession lead, 63-61. Both teams led by a 22-point scorer, Grace Lesko for Mercy, and it's Claire Pikett. You mentioned she was hot, she was cold. Right now she's hot once again. Raposo cuts baseline, the up and under. Looks like she pulled the trigger just a bit too soon. It's Miller in the corner. The inside feed to Barrera. They're going to call Buntley on the reach around. That's her third foul. It'll be the third foul for the Daemen Wildcats in the fourth quarter. Kyla Nembach with the inbound pass. Abu Hatab collects it up top. Now Nembach, the top of the key. Buntley gets a hand on it, and that's going to be a foul. It's called on Barrera. First team foul for Mercy here in the fourth, the first on Barrera.
You can't understate how important deflections are in a game like this. She might have only got a fingertip on that ball, Buntley, but it led directly to a steal. Takes a chance for Mercy to tie or take the lead away.
11 steals on the day for the Wildcats. Nice take there by Buntley, but it doesn't go.
Oh, she's cramping.
Abu Hatab will carry up the floor. Kicks over to Nembach. The shot is off the toe. Chapman rejects Barrera but draws the foul.
Attention on Buntley at the other end here.
Looks like they're stretching her out a little bit here.
Send the teams to the benches here, which.
Barrera with 8 points on the day. Hasn't had a free throw opportunity yet, but she will sink the first of 2 here. And the second. Just like that, Mike, we're tied, 63-63. Fontanillo to Pikett. Pikett working around Chapman. Now Sophie Auer in the corner. Cutting baseline, works around Miller. Now Claire Pikett from the corner for 3, and she, would you know it, she hits another one.
And Scott Legis turning around to his coach and saying, how could we possibly leave her open? Buntley back at the scorer's table, ready to check back in at the next whistle.
Miller, the inside feed to Lesko. Works up and
What a
under
shot.
Chapman. Draws Mercy within one. 66-65 lead here for Daemen. Fontanillo picks up the dribble, now Pikett. Miller watching her, hands off back to Fontanillo. 10 on the shot clock. Gets around Abu Hatab into the paint. That one is off the mark, pulled down by Sophie Auer underneath, and she'll draw the foul. That'll send her to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Buntley does check in. She'll replace Jolene Raposo. Auer sinks the first, extending the Daemen lead to 2. The second one as well. Inbound pass to Nembach. That one swatted away, and another steal for the Daemen Wildcats. Fontanillo is going to travel, however. Sophie Auer pleading her case that she was pushed on the way down.
Some contact there that I think led to her losing her balance. But
3-point lead here late for the Wildcats. 2:39 left in the fourth quarter. This championship final has been a back and forth affair. See if Mercy can close the distance once again. They've done it in the past. Abu Hatab up top, trying to get Pikett off the mark. She cuts inside. The hard foul there from Pikett. Put Abu Hatab to the line to shoot 2 free throws. It's Pikett's 4th personal foul. I have to imagine she's going to take it easy on the defensive side moving forward. Got 25 points on the day. She's been a huge contributor on both ends of the floor. Abu Hatab. The first one is off the heel.
First miss at the line for Mercy today, and it comes from the East Coast Conference leader in free throw percentage. A rare miss at the line for Abu Hatab.
She'll sink the second. Cuts the lead to just 2, 68-66. Chapman, the far sideline. Now Pikett, watched by Miller. Auer. Chapman, the inside feed to Buntley. Trying to work around Barrera. Picks up the dribble, puts it up off the glass. A little too hard, but it's pulled down by Mercy. Mercy with an opportunity to tie it here as Abu Hatab gets up underneath. She'll collect her own rebound, put another one in this time.
50-50 balls.
Ties it up, 68 apiece. Fontanillo with the ball, minute 30 left, 20 on the shot clock. Chapman to Buntley. Buntley back outside to Chapman, working around Abu Hatab into the corner. Sophie Auer for 3.
Big shot by Auer.
Mercy back the other direction as Barrera gets inside. And Auer's going to pull down a huge rebound. She works through Mercy. And there's going to be a timeout called by the Daemen Wildcats. 71-68, Daemen on top. Just over a minute left to play here in this championship final. The feed to Fontanillo, gets around a few up the near sideline, maintaining the dribble. The pass, however, won't make it to its destination. Stolen away. Grace Lesko with a pass of her own, a skip pass to Abu Hattab, who does ultimately collect it. Finds Miller in the corner. 40 seconds left. Barrera. Hands off Nembach. Nembach trying to look for some space inside, back outside. Abu Hattab took a step, and she's going to get called with the travel. The shot clocks are off.
She just slid to the left ever so slightly before putting the ball on the ground. Like we've been saying the whole game, it's a game of runs, and who's going to have the last run? Does Mercy have another burst in them here? It's got to start with a stop here, whether that's a steal or just a foul and a couple of missed free throws.
They will foul as Morgan Miller collects one against Claire Pikett, who handled the inbound pass. Not yet in the bonus.
Yeah, just a third team foul, so we got to do this 2 more times.
.20 seconds on the shot clock here is Sophie Auer again to inbound. The inbound pass to Fontanillo, and they're going to call the foul. That far sideline, it looks like it's on Nembach.
Her fourth, so.
This time the inbound pass finds Buntley, and it's going to be Barrera fouling, and that'll be the 5th foul for Mercy here in the 4th. It's going to put Buntley to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Buntley 2 of 3 from the stripe on the day. .74% free throw shooter on the season. First one is off the heel. She'll get a second opportunity. Second one's good. And we will have it.
Got to figure Mercy wants to run action through Abu Hattab and Lesko here.
Kick ball called on Claire Pikett. He'll reset the game clock to 23.3. Inbound to Miller. Now Abu Hattab in the corner. Puts up a shot. Pulled down by Barrera. Worked around. Grace Lesko from the near sideline. That's Barrera getting her shot blocked by Chapman. And Shyla Montgomery's going to pull it down. 7.2 seconds left.
I think Chapman got a block on the original Abu Hattab 3 and then got another block on the putback attempt inside by Barrera. What a series of plays by Kylie Chapman. You talk about a player that hasn't scored in this game, just made 2 of the biggest defensive plays of the contest.
Montgomery's first free throw goes in and out. The second one is good, however, and that extends the lead to 5. Jolene Raposo will return.
7.2 for Daemen. Daemen's going to extend up here just so they can't roll it. Just want to make them use clock.
Stolen away, Shyla Montgomery. And that is going to close it out here in this one. The Wildcats are 2026 East Coast Conference champions.